So when you first log in, you'll have a workspace, and you'll have some basic what secure spaces I have, files, things like that. One thing I was looking at when I was trying to create data rooms is, like Zach had touched on, there's some folders you want some people to have, some folders others. I got to have 4 different data rooms and I have to manage all the access. So I wanted easy templates. So we built in some easy templates to where you can come in, what is needed for your pre-seed, what is needed for board meetings, packages, things like that. And we're going to be adding some downloadable, like cap tables, things of that nature in here. But what happens is you can come in. I called it secure spaces. I found a lot of people don't know what a VDR is, so secure spaces made sense. You would create a new secure space and say you wanted to do the pre-seed. You can come in and create that, and it will create out your whole folder structure for you, um, with the whole hierarchy there, and also give you details. Hey, you need a 1 to 2 page overview of the business here. That way you can have everything you need when you're raising. Then from the managed access perspective, we can come in here and say, hey, I want to give access to an individual, we'll just say myself. You can set the expiration, as well as I can configure what goes where. So for the IP, you only want certain people to have it, or you want this investor to have parts and pieces, the pitch deck, some of that, but then later you want to go add them to the rest of it. We have granular controls, so no more looking through a bunch of folders trying to find who you shared it with and when. You can do it all from here. I'm not going to create myself another account, but what happens is that account gets sent out. They get an email with a token for access. They click on it, pre-fills. Um, and then they will see their side of the house, which is we call it the viewport. There again, I like the word view. But all your files that you've shared are in here, in the folder structure. If there's some files that aren't shown, you'll still see a folder. They'll see the folder that the folder is nested in. So if that made sense. And then they can come through, they can look at it, they can download them. One feature we just added, because we had a lot of feedback from VCs as well as people like Frost Brown, Zach, was a way to upload files back to the founder in a secure way. So we added to where a investor, legal, whomever can go drop a file in here, and it's only shared between you and them. It isn't sent out to everybody in your data room. It is to that individual, as well as messages. Messages, this is my test account, so there's a lot of testing going on. But messages are just between you two, and there's a flag on it that will show up that will say this is only between you and the space owner. And then what happens is that goes back into your data room under feedback. So for a file that's uploaded, you can review. You can then say, oh, okay, yeah, I do want this in my company summary or wherever you want it. And you can approve it or you can reject it. If you reject it, it will show in here saying that it has been rejected and have a notification flag on there. As well as part of the things I hated, especially as a startup trying to raise capital, was analytics. Our free version comes with some basic analytics. The business plan, which I'm going to give everybody a code for, will have advanced analytics. I always call this, if I had to send a bottle of bourbon to one person, who would I send it to? I could look at across a point in time and see, hey, who's touching what and when, how long, what is their engagement in my data rooms? And then if I had to strengthen one document, what would it be? It will show you, hey, here's the documents that have been touched the most. Here's how many views, and you can look at downloads, what files have been downloaded when, all the recent activity across your whole secure space or data room there. And then for raising money, which we're going to change this a little bit around right now, it's only towards pre-seed seed founders on what is categories. We're going to have this as selecting based off of a template or what you put in here. But for what this is, it shows, hey, your pitch deck's here, your cap table's here, your financials here. What's missing? What are the recommendations, as well as your documents? That also translates into the AI, where this is wrong one here, transitions into the AI to where it will actually come in and say, hey, what is your deal readiness based off of all the contributing factors that are rated based off of the conversations I've had with VCs, legal, where it will say, hey, here's how much the weight my financial information has, what your recommendations are, your critical gaps, as well as key strengths, and recommend the next steps for you. So it was really built around what issues did I have when I was sharing documents? Where was I pounding my head against the wall trying to figure out who was in a folder when? Um, it was a lot of emails to Zach about, hey, here's this. So emails flying back and forth. Now I got to go find email, tracking information. And then am I even ready to go fundraise? Do I have the documents I need, and where I need them without a problem? And then the last part is around, I didn't like sending a Google Drive because it wasn't me. I wanted branded. So if you're on the business tier, you have the ability to do themes and branding, to where you can go in and set your headers, uh, set however it looks, your logos. You can come into more advanced features, um, in custom themes to really get crazy on the look and feel of it. If you have the free version, what an investor will see is it will just say DataVue here. And then on the header up here, it will show DataVue's logo. It will still have your space name and stuff like that. But this way I can personalize it to me and that company. They see it is Safety View. It's not Google. Um, so that is a holistic view of it. We have a lot of features coming out that will also help founders in their raising.